So this was the only thing I bought for the whole entire week, but it's something I was really looking to get. So we got the Young Justice Sportsmaster. Now, if you guys haven't heard from my previous videos, that the Young Justice action figures have been canceled. Why? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. For $20, I mean, you get a lot of stuff with these figures, and I thought it was a really impressive line. Now, the show is not canceled, just the action figures, and the show is by far one of the best shows running right now. I mean, the animation is clean, the writing is tremendous. I mean, it's just the best show I've been watching this far for animation wise. You can see all the other 6-inch figures in the wave. You got the Superboy, still haven't found that. Sportsmaster, of course, and then these ones are just the 4-inch ones. There is also a Kid Flash, which I don't know if that's out yet or not. I haven't seen anybody post pictures of him, but now we just gotta crack this thing open. Sportsmaster came out amazing. Really like this figure. The whole look of him, the weapons he came with, the base itself is super clean. I mean, all it is just like a little workout area, little dojo, you want to call it. Back there, it's more of a weapons rack. Let's see, slap on a weapon or so, and then you got this thing right here. I don't know the exact name for it, but you see people working out on it, hitting those little wooden pikes right there, and then a little targeting area, a little bullseye throwing station. So it's really cool. This piece actually was underneath this one, so you'd think it's just one single sheet, but it's actually two of them. I mean, they have these little connectors here. Move him out the way, so you can kind of connect it any way you want to, you know, give your own little scene. I think that's really dope. And you gotta wonder why they're canceling the line. I don't get it. So he came with a bunch of weapons. He's got nunchucks, he's got a little dagger, he's got another dagger in here, 2 throwing stars, a boomerang, which I'm actually going to give the captain boomerang, because his boomerang sucks. Got a aluminum bat, and then he's also got the little spear, which this one came kind of bent up, but I already saw it in packaging. It was going to be messed up. They had 2 of them there. This one had the better paint apps, and the other one had the better weapon. So pick your poison. But I really like the whole look of this figure. Really good character on the show. He's a bad guy, of course, but right here is armor. It's actually just sculpted on. I think that's really nice. Not like painted or anything. It's just nicely sculpted. Like I said, the whole design of him is really clean. I mean, you can actually, if you think about it, you can customize him to make him quite the other few different characters. So yeah, I really like this figure. It came out nice. And I actually wonder, let me try something real quick. Yep, you can add Artemis's display piece to it, but it's just a little bit bigger, which I'm actually surprised. I mean, you can't connect them, you just place them alongside, but still it really gives out a good look of a full gym, you know, a little training area. See, Artemis has her own little targeting system, arrows case or weapons case, place to set her bow at. So this really came really nice. It's cool that the actual mat itself or flooring is the same color, so you can utilize that aspect. But this is what makes this line so damn good, is these little diorama pieces. I mean, all of them came with something that you can actually use for many other displays. You know, it just doesn't work for each character. It works for any other character. So you see a lot of people utilize like the Robin or the Red Arrow, their display pieces. They have the backdrops or the. It came with something like these. You see a lot of people use them in ACBA. So you always want more always want more for your money, and I think this line really delivers. I mean, they're only $20, so hopefully they'll, rethink that stupid idea to cancel it and bring out some more characters. Fit tremendously well with 3 3/4 inch figures. So, like I said, you can place this any way you want to, and there's really no wrong way to do it. Alright, what's good, community? So here we go. Let's do a little talk real quick. Now, last week I watched my man Trevor Harris. He did a video on the cancellation of Earth Mightiest Heroes Avengers. And at first I was like, well, I didn't hear nothing about that. Did my research online, and it's all over the place now. It's right now, it's rumor, but it's pretty much almost guaranteed that they're going to cancel it. Given the article that Jeff Loeb talked about, I mean, I guess he's the main person in charge of Marvel Animation Studios, which he needs to get out of there. I mean, his decision making has been terrible. I mean, this is actually a really damn good show. The animation is still a little suspect, I'm just not into the animation too cool, but I mean, it's good enough, but the storytelling is what really draws this show. And of course, it's on its second season, so it doesn't look like it's going to be going past it. Am I surprised? Not really, given the past track record of, the Marvel animation, shows. Now, and I hold all these shows, near and dear. I love animation, ever growing up as a kid till now, I mean, I hold these things high, just like on, movies in general. I can go out there and buy box sets and be content. But, it just goes back to their past record. At first I thought it was, the network that they were on. Because the last one was, which one was it? The Wolverine and the X-Men. Now, again, that was a pretty decent show, for what it was. The animation was still a little suspect. It wasn't as crisp as I like it, but it was good. It was a decent show. It had a good following, and what do you know? They canceled it after one season. Then you go further back from that, the Spectacular Spider-Man, which I love that show. That show was badass. I really dug it. And let's hold on one second. And if you don't remember it, it was that Spider-Man show where, I thought the animation was clean on this one, and the characters were well done. The stories were really good. But again, it only got, 2 seasons. And this show actually started on the CW and then eventually moved over to Toon Disney. So that's when I kind of like, why would they do that? But even going back to Wolverine and X-Men, that one was a Nicktoons show, which then I was like, well, I'd kind of like it better if it was on, Cartoon Network, the Toonami thing. But even going further past that, you had that one show, the Fantastic Four. If you guys don't remember what that was, it was a show. It looked like it had Japanimation, art. And this is right here is a phenomenal show. If you can actually watch it on Netflix now on their instant. I definitely highly recommend it. It was such a good show for its time. The animation was beautiful, beautifully done. They introduced all their characters. They didn't have like none of these made up random characters. I mean, they had everybody from Super Skrull, Ronin, Doom. They even had a couple crossover episodes with Incredible Hulk. And this one only got like 26 episodes or something. It only got one full season, and then next thing you know, cancel. They even had some badass action figures that were gonna come out for it. I'll try to see if I can find it and put a photo in there. If not, then you look at it on your own time. But again, it just goes back to I actually thought that it was, the networks each time, but it just goes back to Marvel, animation studios in general. I mean, they haven't had an ongoing productive long season since the 90s. You got to go back to where it was the X-Men show or even the Spider-Man show. Other than that, it seems like it's just like one and done. I just don't get it, especially going to the Avengers, which is a fantastic show. The writing is superb. It's got a good, plot line going now. It seems like the scrolls are involved. I just don't get it. Maybe it's all Jeff Loeb's fault. Maybe the rumors are right. Some people say that they're just, trying to swap this one for a new Avengers show that they're in the works for. That's kind of like the Ultimate Spider-Man, which that show has really grown on me. The Ultimate Spider-Man. It does have some cheesiness to it for the most part, but then it just gets really serious. The animation is really cool on it. Again, I don't know what direction they're going with, but I still think Spectacular Spider-Man was one of their best animated shows that they had going, and that one should have got more time. Definitely should have. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Are we gonna get a new show? How do you guys feel about this? Oh boy, this is it. This is what I've been waiting for, the finishing team. So here we go. Slings of Web team, JD Meg's team. You got for Slings of Web, Configure, Mindless Tube Spot. So I didn't get to pick up too many comics this week, but this one I picked up. This the Avengers versus X-Men. Not AVX versus or AVX round one. This actually deals with the in-depth look of the fights. It gives you a real good look on what happened in those battles. So like this story, it focused on round two. So it went against Iron Man and Magneto, and then Thing versus Namor. And like I said, this was very good. I was really impressed with this. The dialogue, once again, was just fantastic. The artwork was really clean, something I really liked. But like I said, the dialogue, the writing on this really drove this book for me. It really, you got a better sense of, Magneto's powers and like Iron Man's, Tony Stark's abilities inside the suit, because it's not a different suit. You don't think where Magneto can just rip him apart. I mean, Magneto really had to dig in deep, and it actually gives you, at the end of each fight, it tells you a winner. So I won't spoil that, but it was really good. Like I said, I was really impressed, but it's only limited to one out of 6, so I don't know when these are actually coming out. Maybe after each round or every other round. I'm not 100% sure, but like I said, if you want to get in-depth look at each of the rounds, and these are the way to go, these little inside stories. Also, Uncanny X-Men number 11, I was reading at the shop. It actually had almost the same thing going on, where it was more dialogue in there. It talked about the battles, because there was the battle with Colossus and Rolk, and that was actually a fantastic fight. I mean, Colossus was just beating his ass, and then something happened. So you gotta, I'd read it if I were you. But very, very good stuff. So far, this event has been really fantastic. So hope Marvel can keep it up. We haven't done a redo for a while, so we got to get into it. So here we got from the Spider-Man Origins, Spider-Man 2099. Now I know they have one in the Spider-Man Classics line, which that one is the way better figure to get in my opinion, but still something about that color looks off to me. I think this one is more the traditional color that he deserves, the darker blue. The other one is like a really light blue, and it just for some reason does not look right. But if this one had, articulation at the legs, the waist, or an ab crunch, it would have been a great figure. But this, I mean, look at this. You got one, you can't even go back. That's it. It's got a single joint at the knee, and it's got actually a good ankle movement up and down, but no side to side, but not being able to flare out at the, the thighs, or the waist. I think that's terrible. But it's got everything else going on. Double jointed elbows. It's got a nice hinge at the wrist. Look at it. He can really give you a high five. But other than that, it does not have anything else going on. No up and down at all at the head. It's got side to side. See, it's just got a waist swivel, no ab crunch. And I actually do like this little cape fabric, but it could be updated as well. So I think a nice updated figure would have been great to have. I mean, if you ever followed the 2099 era, it's actually a really decent line. Just really never took off like I think Marvel really wanted to, but still nonetheless, I actually do enjoy the paint on this figure. It's just the articulation severely is lacking. Marvel Universe, here it's your chance. So here we got a redo, Magneto. Now, aspects of this Magneto I do like. I like the open hand. The shading is really nice. It's just I think he needs an updated articulation, and the cape has got to go. He looks more like a flying squirrel with this cape. It's just something about it I just hate it. And the fact that they used it on this one after we expressed them not to, and they still did. And the face on this one is just, I know what they were trying to do with the shading, it just failed. But, like I said, the paint on these figures is really clean. It's just the articulation needs to go on these things. And that cape. So Magneto's a very important character in the X-Men franchise. I mean, so it's nice. It would be nice to get an updated look for him. Maybe a few more, effects. That would be really nice that he came with, if he comes with those. But just really needs to be done soon. All right, now this figure is a DC Direct Alfred figure, but seeing how they have already made a Jim Gordon figure, I think it'd be kind of cool to get an Alfred figure. I do like the sculpt of this one, except for the articulation, none. And he is so hard to stand up. I mean, I have to place him against another figure, otherwise he's just crumbling down. But other than that, it's a, like I said, decent figure. He can hold Derbs pretty good. But it'd just be nice to have one for the, the DCU line. Not just this DC Direct one, but. Alright guys, once again, thanks for tuning in to Super Sunday. I know it's a short week this week, and next week will probably be even shorter, because I don't see any figures coming out here pretty soon. But we'll talk about the Avengers movie next week. I'm seeing it on the Thursday night showing. Yeah, so really looking forward to that movie, man. It's going to be something really special. But yeah, once again, make sure you subscribe to us on the ACBA page, the MU page. Make sure you click on all the links that I'll provide. And don't forget the Dave Vonner petition is still going until, like I said, May, the boycott from Hasbro. So we've been pretty consistent with it. So once again, thank you all for tuning in, man. It's been a real blessing. All you guys give me back positive feedback. And I just love doing what I'm doing here, man. It's just something really cool. But like I said, make sure you tune in every week. Go over there and watch MTIT, Sling's video, Red Hulk 80, Webhead, everyone who's out there pumping out these videos. And make sure you take a look at the King Beastman's video. I'll put the link to that as well. But again, thank you guys so much. And don't forget, always beat the scalpers.
Crispy.